103.7 FM, that is Fastball and Out of My Head. It's Donna McKenzie. Hi there. We are live in the studio with Jessica Callahan. I promised a visit from Jessica today. So hi, Jessica. Say hello to our audience.
Hello. How are you?
Doing great. Doing really great. Welcome back to Houston.
Thank you so much.
Okay. For those of you who didn't hear me talk about this earlier, Jessica Callahan is an amazing and interesting artist. At only 25, she already had 2 records out by the time, what, you were out of high school?
Yes.
Something like that?
Mm-hmm.
And from the LA area, you get a strong infusion of music, but you've chosen to come to Houston and record music for your upcoming album.
Yes, that's right.
And what's that choice about? I mean, how did you have a Houston connection?
Actually, I started working with an awesome marketing team here based in Houston, and through there we got in touch with some musicians and some lovely people over at Sugar Hill Recording Studio here in Houston.
Legendary.
Yes.
And a really cool place. It's got such a great vibe. So many.
It does, definitely.
Like, what, 50 years of history of music over at Sugar Hill.
Mm-hmm.
But, so you're from LA, you're working here, creating music, working with a team here in Houston, and I'm finding more and more of that. This is an interesting story that's happening here in Houston. Mostly people feel like they have to leave, they have to go someplace else, but there is such a vibe, there's so much talent here, and there are great recording studios and great marketers and so much passion for music, and just here at this station we feel it all the time. And I think your music's going to be a really great match for the energy field that is here in Houston.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I've really been enjoying the time that I've been spending here in Houston. I think the vibe here is so just friendly and organic, and all the musicians that I've met here are just so talented, and you guys got great food, and, you know, it's just an awesome place to hang out and make music.
Okay, I want to talk a little bit about what drives you musically. You've been blind since birth.
Yes.
How are you so amazing on the piano? You just feel your instrument. It's like you're one.
I think my piano playing has sort of been influenced by music I listen to, and you know, when I was a little kid, I listened to a lot of jazz and classical music. You know, and then I really got into sort of rock and metal, and then it sort of went into, you know, pop, you know, sugar-coated pop gold. And, you know, I listen to a lot of different kinds of music, so I think that's kind of been an influence on my writing. And
we were talking about female artists earlier,
mm-hmm.
and, you know, that I was listening to your music a couple of weeks ago thinking, you know, man, this would sit side by side perfectly with Norah Jones and Ingrid Michaelson and Sarah McLachlan, and just some really strong, powerful female singer-songwriters who have poetry, who have lots of great musical ideas, and I think it sounds beautiful so far.
Thank you so much.
Be awesome.
I really appreciate that.
Okay. Tonight, 8 o'clock, 88 Keys, Jessica Callahan. We're going to take a listen to her new song, which was recorded here in Houston at Sugar Hill. It's called Better Change on the Way. Find the information on tonight's show and on Finding Jessica on our Facebook page, because I'll load that up with some pictures as soon as we start the music. So, Jessica, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it, and I'll see you tonight.
Awesome.
Jessica Callahan on 103.7 FM. Been in radio here in Houston for a number of years, and I've always championed emerging artists.
Right.
Always worked with local music, and then there was this huge trend to just get rid of all of that and dumb it down to the McDonald's model. You know, with the big companies. The company
Right.
that this radio station belongs to is not necessarily following that model. There is some creativity here that I think is wonderful, and I think there's an idea that if radio needs to reach out to people who are interested in new music, and what is adult alternative than, you know, than grown-ups finding great music that they haven't heard of before.
Right.
You know, it's not the stuff that you've been spoon-fed for the last 20 years. It's new artists. It's, you know, we were talking with Jessica, who was here, Death Cab for Cutie, and then Eddie Vedder's new song, and it runs the gamut. And what's really exciting is to be able to continue to bring new artists, even from Houston, from the local level, to the listener, and that's not really being done a lot in commercial radio now, and I'm excited for the opportunity to do that. And what makes radio so beautiful, just as a concept, is that it's human, it's individual, it's one-on-one. So bringing new music to you, the listener, rock and roll.
And how do you see, like, with Jessica's song, and I know when you're playing, you're like, God, it sounds great coming out of the speakers. Like, how do you see it sitting close to, everything else that's charting now?
I think it sits really well. I think it sits really well. I could just hear her right alongside, some really modern, young, strong female singer-songwriters right now. I was very impressed. I think this won't be the last time I talk to her on the radio.
Right on. And you were the first.
I know. Thanks, guys.